Uh, I think the inception of the idea was my freshman year of college. I was at BYU Idaho, and they had this program where you could have access to a personal trainer and a dietitian for the whole semester for like something stupid like $20 or something like that.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what? Like, I think, yeah, like my senior and like first year of college, I was starting to get bigger and people were noticing I was getting bigger. And so I was like, well, I kind of wonder how big I could get. I wonder, kind of wonder how big and strong I could get. And so I was like, well, I'll do this and I'll see if these guys can help me out. I hired this trainer and he was a bodybuilder. I think he was kind of the first like insider, like friend in the know that I met where I was like, oh, like that's what bodybuilding looks like. That looks so much fun. That looks so sick. He's not only super crazy jacked, but he's also like super strong. He was a really big motivator for me. And I think I was like, man, I know I'm gonna go on a mission, but I think I should train for a year or two and get ready and do one when I get back home from my mission. And so I think then I just had the idea of like, hey, I'm gonna keep training, keep getting bigger. When I come home from my mission, I'm gonna prep and do one.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you've been home from your mission about 2 years now. Is that correct? About 2 years?
Almost to the day, yeah. In
Yeah.
4 days, I'll hit 2 years home.
Wow. Dude, congrats. That's awesome.
Thanks, bro.
Like within that time though, like those 2 years, how many competitions have you done? And yeah, what does that process kind of look like?
Well, I I feel like I've been taking a pretty standard approach. I really just have been focusing on let's do one show a year. I'll take, the half year after to prep and try and get bigger, grow, and then take another few months and prep and do another one a year after. So I did one in August of last year. Kind of took about a year of being home from my mission to kind of grow, lock in on a diet and then training, and then did a show in August. It's been a full year, and I'm doing the same show in August again this year.
Wow. How did the first show go in August that you did?
It went pretty well for a first timer. I'm an amateur. It's not like I'm getting ready for the Olympia or nothing like that. I competed in a show down in Springville against like a novice class, just dudes who it was their first time ever, and then against everybody in like the open category. And I got first place in novice, and I got second place in the open against everybody. In the federation that I competed in, only the person who wins that show, who gets first place overall, gets their pro card, becomes a professional bodybuilder, and can compete, you know, at a professional level. And so I was one place away. So that's kind of the goal this year is go for gold.
That's awesome. And you talk about this preparation this year for this show in August. What have you been doing to prepare for that? What does the training process kind of look like? I mean, you talked about it briefly, kind of a year of getting bigger and then kind of locking in on certain stuff, 6 months or even a year out. What does that exact process look like for you?
I definitely think a lot of the super important work goes on not in prep in the years that you're in a calorie surplus and the months that you're in a calorie surplus actually growing. That's kind of where all like the most important work is being done because that's when you're growing and actually getting bigger. Prep is just you got to show up on stage with as much muscle as possible and with as little amount of fat as possible. And so just by slowly losing weight and keeping as much muscle as you can, um, you're not necessarily growing. You're just trying to show off what you've been growing. So I mean, it's just very slowly being in a calorie deficit. For some people, it helps me a ton. I have my own personal coach. I have a bodybuilding coach. He coaches a team of guys who bodybuild, some professional, some still amateur like me. And so Andrew, Team Hercules, big shout out. He's been a huge help. But really, it's just like 20 weeks out. That is like when prep begins. As much as I can, no more eating out. I need to weigh. Andrew tells me all the time, weigh everything that touches your mouth, track everything that enters your body. That way we know all the variables week by week. We check in, see how the weight is moving, how I'm looking, physique wise, what things we need to adjust. More food, less food, more cardio, less cardio, that kind of thing.